Ladies and gentlemen, you should postpone your plans for the weekend because what I'm going to reveal will make the scandals involving the royal family seem like elementary school drama. The battle the combat gods spoke about when Zeus still had abs wasn't about Kanye threatening to move to Mars or Kim K sobbing over a broken nail. Ditcheva, Dakota. Cyborg Cris. 1 is the iron-fisted warlord who eats terror for breakfast and sprinkles broken dreams on her protein shake, while the other is the blonde assassin who looks like she was cast in a Marvel casting call. Dakota truly dethroned the greatest of all time. Rumors are now circulating more quickly than a Kardashian divorce file. Could the titanium throne that Cris Cyborg forged together with 2 decades of carnage really be melted down by the upcoming queen of violence? Folks, this is generational catastrophe. Not just MMA. This is VHS versus TikTok. The iPhone 15 is attempting to take on a Nokia brick. MMA Twitter will blow up faster than Elon Musk's public relations staff if Dakota even touches Cyborg. So hold on tight, because we're going to reveal the outcome of a matchup that seems like it was hacked. This controversy has the potential to completely upend the combat sports industry. It's not just a fight. For a moment, let's go back and watch the horrific highlight reel. Cris Cyborg is more than simply a boxer. She is essentially a Wi-Fi-enabled Greek story. She has left 4 organizations with broken faces in her wake. She gathered titles from the UFC, Strikeforce, Bellator, and Invicta in the same manner as Drake does with his ex-partners. If you think queen, legend, or pioneer, you're not even getting started. In a never-ending video game, Cyborg is the last boss. Dakota, also known as the Dangerous Barbie, is here because, evidently, beating people up isn't enough. You also need to look Instagram perfect while doing it. Young, quick, and unbeaten, Dakota fights with such accuracy that opponents question whether she's downloading cheat codes in the middle of a match. Despite being late for breakfast, she has been dominating the competition. Abruptly, rumors that Dakota might be the one begin to circulate in the MMA community. The Cyborg's Matrix Neo. Let the indignation begin, like enraged Reddit goblins. Cyborg devotees take over online boards, saying things like, "How dare you compare this novice to our steel-plated goddess?" Fans of Dakota, meantime, light flares on TikTok with the message, "The queen is dead. Long live the queen." There is anarchy. Memes are more deadly than elbows in an online civil war. The disparity in this scandal is what makes it so delectable. The lady who transformed her opponent's nightmares into highlight reels, Cyborg, is the epitome of a veteran. She obliterates rather than just wins. Dakota, the modern influencer warrior hybrid. She is the new face of the industry. She appears as like she belongs on a fashion runway in her Instagram images, then enters a cage and calmly disassembles people like IKEA furniture. The drama unfolds on its own. Is the living relic of destruction truly going to be overthrown by the slick, Instagram-era assassin? If Goliath was driven solely by revenge and caffeine, and David had a spray tan, it would be David versus Goliath. The worst part is that there have been speculations that Cyborg is wanted by Dakota's side. Not later, not in some distant fantasy battle, but right now. Then, in shock, MMA fans threw out their Monster Energy drinks. Since you're still building your Lego city, calling out Cyborg is like calling out Godzilla. Let's face it. The initial response: complete chaos. There was more dispute among fans than there was among Marvel nerds about Spider-Man reboots. The pundits fell into a panic. Some referred to it as the most audacious move since Conor attempted to box Floyd. Some likened it to a college intern attempting to outsmart Warren Buffett. Everyone had an opinion on whether the boldness and sheer courage were genius or insanity. The tension began to rise at this point. Dakota is boosting her name off the shadow of the greatest of all time, right? Or is she actually the assassin, designed to bring the cyborg period to an end? The internet couldn't make up its mind, and the scandal grew larger the more people quarreled. Then, suddenly, the memes exploded. MMA Twitter erupted with rage. In one widely shared image, Cyborg was standing there like a tank, while Dakota was clutching a slingshot. Another featured Dakota wearing an Avengers suit and Cyborg photoshopped as Thanos. When someone brought up politics, the comment area was divided like a Thanksgiving table. Half yelling, "Dakota is amazing," and half yelling, "Don't treat Cris like this with this bullshit." Even celebrities began to weigh in. "Dakota has hands, Cyborg has hammers. I'll promote it, let's go," tweeted Jake Paul, who naturally can't resist the oxygen of attention. Kim Kardashian allegedly texted, "Who is Dakota Ditcheva and why is my group chat blowing up about her?" According to one person. After officially leaving the MMA bubble, the fight began to permeate popular culture. Every turn was just more fuel. As composed as ever, Cyborg responded with one of those frightfully courteous, "I'm here if she wants it." This translates to, "Whenever you're ready, I'll rearrange your facial structure." With a wink, a smirk, and an Instagram story that essentially said, "I'm not scared," Dakota replied. The internet just lost its collective mind. Like NFL analysts analyzing a touchdown replay, fans started making predictions about tactics. Is it possible that Dakota's speed will surpass Cyborg's strength? Could decades of bloodshed be overcome by youth and accuracy? Slow-motion breakdowns, flowcharts, and graphs were dropped by analysts. It became MMA Nerd Christmas. However, every what-if sparked a fresh round of derision. Dakota's callout was likened by the Cyborg supporters to a chihuahua barking at a pit bull. Using a GPS, sarcastic memes depicted Dakota inquiring where to go to the emergency room after battling Cris. However, Dakota's supporters retaliated with Gen Z vigor, claiming that Dakota was 5G with an unlimited data plan and Cyborg was old tech. This is when the trouble started. The public outcry escalated into a generational conflict rather than merely a fight argument. The traditional MMA purists who revere Cyborg as the final real destroyer are on one side. Conversely, the younger fans who grew up watching Instagram reels and viral knockouts think Dakota is the future. Both sides were adamant about preserving the culture, so it was similar to seeing record collectors and Spotify users debate. Every journalist with a keyboard, meanwhile, could smell blood. Headlines like, "Is Dakota Ditcheva the chosen one?" resemble gossip blogs. Is Cris Cyborg's kryptonite finally here? Experts forecast mayhem should they collide. An additional layer of frenzy was added with each article. The most shocking development, though, is that promoters began speculating that this bout would actually take place. Not in 5 or 10 years, but soon. Rumors about PFL matchmaking went viral, but neither Bellator nor the UFC understood it. This wasn't clickbait anymore. This was a money-printing event that may actually happen. A clash between the new influencer warrior class and the old empire. What about the internet? It went really crazy. There was complete mayhem in the wake of these whispers. More vehemently than during the Drake versus Kendrick feud, fans split into opposing groups. Alongside medieval armor memes, Cyborg's name became popular on Twitter. It seems that nothing gains influence more quickly than making a suggestion that you might punch a legend in the face. Which is why Dakota's Instagram following exploded overnight. However, the hype was accompanied with repercussions. Experts asked whether Dakota was taking on more than she could handle. She was described as smart, ambitious, and fearless by some. She was described as naive, reckless, and about to meet her maker by others. The debates were so heated that they made presidential disagreements seem like pillow fights, and every podcast presenter with a microphone had a passionate comment. The Cyborg herself. Like a monarch who has saw uprisings come and go, she handled it with frightful composure. She always spoke with the eerie poise of someone who had made highlight reels out of innumerable opponents. Dakota, however, stepped up her bravado, portraying herself as the underdog who doesn't believe in the word impossible, the bold disruptor. There was no denying the cultural impact. Dakota was suddenly more than simply the pretty fighter with knockouts. She had the courage to confront the greatest of all time, Cyborg, too. Her air of invincibility became the year's most heated debate issue. Gyms began to take sides as well. Sparring videos were shared by fighters with captions like "Forever," "Cyborg," or "Team Dakota." Merchandise designs sprang online, fans tattooed messages, and YouTubers exploited the content more than dairy farmers. The worst part is that this is no longer just a fight. There is a risk to its reputation. Dakota becomes the new king of chaos and a legend slayer right away if she prevails. If Cyborg prevails, she solidifies her hold on power and demonstrates once more that hype, age, and time are irrelevant in the face of unadulterated devastation. In any case, the loser becomes a permanent meme in the history of mixed martial arts, not just a loser. This is the reason this scandal isn't going away. There is more to it than two combatants. It's a cultural earthquake, a collision of eras, and a plot more compelling than a reality TV reunion. Additionally, it seems more inevitable the longer fans argue. Can the GOAT be defeated by Dakota? That is the taboo question that keeps coming up in every group chat, podcast, and forum. And the response, that's the cliffhanger that has the whole fighting community salivating. Here's the thing, fight fans. This plot is as hot as a burning UFC win scale. Regardless of whether you're yelling "Cyborg forever" or you've already printed your Team Dakota t-shirt, it's more than simply a fight. This is a cage match masquerading as generational conflict. It's VHS tapes being targeted by the TikTok algorithm. It's David versus Goliath, except Goliath brought 20 years of unadulterated wrath, while David arrived with contour makeup and a lethal right hand. Now, before this fight rumor becomes a real apocalypse, I need you to accomplish 3 things. Hit the like button as if it were a debt. I want it destroyed, shattered, and taken to the emergency room. Comment below. Are you a member of Team Cyborg or Team Dakota? Don't be timid. Let's make this comment area a virtual battlefield. Because scandals like these continue, please subscribe. We offer you drama here that is juicier than Dana White's Vegas gaming receipts and hotter than Jake Paul's ego. Let me conclude by saying that history won't simply be written if this war takes place. Blood, sweat, and memes will be used to chisel it into stone tablets. Combat sports aren't all that this is. You'll have to explain to your grandchildren why the internet went crazy over to women punching each other into the future. Therefore, pay attention, prepare your popcorn, and never forget that the only thing that is certain in this battle world is that someone's legacy is going to be rearranged. Of greetings from the alleged NT's Boxing, where your jaw never leaves the floor, controversies grow, and legends fall.